Info Ninja. Welcome back to the dojo, everybody. You know, for the history of this show, most of the time we've been doing this podcast, it's kind of been a response to really bad stuff. We're hearing the worst of the worst. We're talking about it with hope, with optimism, but really a response to the worst of the worst. So it's been a while, especially thinking back through the COVID days and the Joe Biden days. Poor Joe with the cancer diagnosis that he's known about for the last 10 years, but he probably can't remember. Still, I feel bad for him. Prayers go out to him. I actually did say a prayer for Joe Biden, so maybe you should do the same. You should definitely do the same. But I think back through those years, and there weren't many opportunities to celebrate. And now, baby, that's right. We've got an opportunity to celebrate something awesome. We are halfway there to no tax on tips, baby. That's right. Yeah, give it to me. Oh, it feels good. It feels good for everybody out there that makes a lot of their income off of tips. So that's your waiters, your bartenders, these people that don't make a big hourly wage. Now they're going to keep, well, it looks like they're going to get to keep all of their tip money. It's crazy that they were ever paying taxes on tips to begin with, but we are halfway there. That's right. No tax on tips. Made it out of the Senate with zero opposition.
Say what?
That means no Democrat or Republican voted against it. And really, how could the Democrats stand against this without killing themselves even more than they already have already? I mean, what would have been the defense for no tax on tips? The only thing I could think about is there's potentially there's room for fraud. I don't know if there's going to be a limit on it, like, no tax on tips up to $1,000, because people could start giving each other like $25,000 tips. Like, no, boss, you don't have to pay me. I just want you to tip me. Is that going to be a loophole that exists? Who knows? So maybe they could fight it for that reason. But yes, it has made its way through the Senate. That is reason to celebrate. And it's going to make it through the House. The Republican-led House, I'm thinking especially it's going to make it through potentially there with no opposition, unless the greedy, crappy Republicans, the Republipussies, okay, your neocons, this will be a great test for them about who they're really there for, themselves or the country, because the only way this thing doesn't make it clean out of the House, no problem, we're doing it next week, is if it gets attached to the big, beautiful bill. Then it's going to get thrown in with a bunch of other crap that Democrats can vote against and say, no, we're not against no tax on tips. We're against A, B, C, and G and F in the big, beautiful bill. So now that this goes to the House, they should do it as something separate. If the Republicans are the real deal, they should do it separate, because they know the Democrats, it's political suicide to vote against no tax on tips. They should do this as a separate bill, not part of the spending plan, the big, beautiful bill, and we will get this through, and it will be incredible for Americans. This is going to put more money back in people's pockets that really need it. And I thought this was an awesome idea from Donald Trump. He had a lot of new ideas. I listened to what Kamala and Joe had to say, and there was nothing new. There was just, we hate Donald Trump. We have to stop Donald Trump. Donald Trump had some pretty neat ideas for things he wanted to do with the country and the Panama Canal and Canada and Greenland and just a bunch of new, neat ideas. And one of them that I never thought about before was no tax on tips. And he's actually going to pull it off. This is pretty cool. I'm hoping this happens quickly. I'm hoping that it's done in the past and it's something that we don't even think about anymore. Because when we tip people, we want this money to go directly to them. We don't want the government to have their hand in it at all. And the Democrats are going to have to eat this one. They're going to have to give a victory to Donald Trump. And that's potentially the second best thing about it. And here is going to be their talking point, okay? This is what they're going to say about Donald Trump's victory to kind of brush it off. They're going to say, even Donald Trump can have a good idea every once in a while. Even Donald Trump can have a good idea. That's how they're going to jump on this. Maybe this will be the thing that brings our country together. This is bipartisan support, and everybody thinks about it that way, and it's a big love fest. But I know who's going to be loving it. The people receiving the tips are going to be loving it, and me, the person giving the tips, is going to love that all the money is going to them. But I really think as we celebrate this and as we talk about this, and the mainstream media isn't doing a lot of talk about it right now because they don't want to give a victory to Donald Trump. But the big point, the big issue, the elephant in the room that we're all missing is the simple fact that the government should have never been taxing tips in the first place. Think about that. It's bad enough that they're taxing your wage when you get your paycheck, but now it's something on the side outside of your wage where someone thinks you did a really great idea and they go to hand you some cash and the little weasel government comes in and goes, give me some of that. I get 20%. That is terrible. That's lame, right? That's not the way this country should be. That's not the way I think the founders wanted the country to be. So the government should have never had their hands in our tip pockets ever, for sure. And they definitely shouldn't be charging us federal income tax. So that's the, I guess, final thing to celebrate about the potential for no tax on tips is it is the road to no taxes at all. I'm okay with that. Hi-yow! Info Ninja. If you liked what you heard, please give me a thumbs up, a comment, and a share. You can find us on X at Info Ninja Show, on Rumble, Truth Social, YouTube, and of course, anywhere podcasts are sold.